This is Teens Time, and I'm your host, Chichi. You're welcome to another interesting show. This show is designed for teenagers and parents, of course. You're not left out. We have a topic that is very interesting, and we have someone in the studio who is going to help us break down the topic. It is on teenage pregnancy. It's a universal issue. Everybody, one way or the other, we are being affected by it. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back to kick off the show fully. Welcome back, everyone. This is still Teens Time, and I'm your host, Chichi. Today, like I said earlier, we are discussing teenage pregnancy. And I have in the studio, alongside my teenagers, but I have a special guest in the studio who, I don't want to use the word a victim, but she had a baby at the age of 19, and she's so brave enough and so kind to come and share her experience and use it to inspire or to help teenagers that are out there to learn from her experience. You're welcome, Chinelo Anani.
Thank you very much.
Did I get it right?
Anene.
Anene, forgive me. I don't know. I'm Igbo, so why am I doing this? Forgive me. You're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Much. I'm very well, thank you.
Please, God, let's get to know you a bit.
Okay, so like you said, I'm Chinelo Anene, graduate of computer science from Crawford University.
Okay.
I diverted into education, so I've been in the education line for 3 years now.
You're a teacher?
An educator, yes.
Wow.
Well, I'm not a teacher, I'm an educator. There's a difference between being an educator and being a teacher.
I like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically me. I think my life is a story, a very interesting story.
And you have a book coming out very soon.
Yes, I have a book. I'm working on the book right now. Okay. So, yeah, you get to know more about me.
Yeah, okay. So I'm curious. I'm like, I can't wait to know more about you. You told me you had a baby at the age of 19.
19, yes.
How did it happen?
Okay, how did it happen? How else does it happen?
No, I don't want to get the details of that one, but...
Okay. So, yeah, I got into university at 15.
Wow.
I like to say I'm very intelligent. Got to university, brilliant girl, sharp girl. People always tell me I don't look my age and all of that, so... You know, I think somehow, of course, I got carried away with the whole boyfriend thing. So there was this guy from my second year that was always, Chinelo this, Chinelo that, Chinelo this.
All over
and
you.
Yeah, he wasn't in my school though, and he was way older than I am. So in my third year, I think I was on IT, third year, second semester, that happened, and then I realized I was pregnant. I was scared.
Wow.
Very scared. I didn't know who to talk to because...
You didn't tell him?
In the first place, no, at first I didn't tell him because I was like, okay, how am I going to... I didn't want to because I didn't know how he was going to react.
Excuse me?
First of all, it was fear. Yes, it was fear. And I was on IT. I wasn't at home with my parents, so I was with an aunt, and she was never around, so there was nothing for her to even notice. And one holiday I went home, one weekend I went home, and then my mom told me, my mom was like, there's something wrong with you. I know you are big and everything, but there's something different. And I was like, me? Nothing, no, there's nothing wrong with me. You know, and I wasn't sure because I had not even gone to run a test or anything.
But somehow you suspected?
Yes, because I had missed my period.
Okay.
And so eventually, I had to open up to him. I told him, I said, this is what is happening. And
so
then,
did he accept it?
Of course he did. And I think that's one reason I still respect him till tomorrow, though.
Okay.
And then he said, okay, fine, you know what, we have to go run a test. And then we went to the hospital, and then we did the test, and then realized I was already 3 months pregnant.
Wow.
And I told the doctor, because he was like, you know what, we can't do anything about it. Well, you have to have the... I was like, excuse me, you know who my father is?
You wanted to remove it?
At first, I wanted to.
You are lucky because a lot of the teenagers I meet is the guy that will say, no, remove it.
Especially because of my dad.
Okay.
My father is a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
So I was like, how would I stand before my father? And then, you know how the evil people are, I'm the only girl.
Yeah.
How am I going to tell my father I'm pregnant? And then he said, you know, I'll follow you to your house. There's nothing you will do about it. You have to tell him. And I was like, okay. So I called my mom, and then I called her over the phone, and I told her, this is the situation.
So was he willing to marry you or just to be the baby daddy?
I'm getting to that point.
Okay.
And so my mom was like, what, pregnancy? Okay, come home. And so I went home, we spoke about it, and of course it was too late. My mom didn't even want to hear anything about abortion. She was like, you are the one that said you wanted to be, so you will carry this baby, I really don't care. And well, long story short, I had the baby 6 months later. I had her in January 2012. I was supposed to write my final exams 3 weeks later after I had her. And I'd been missing lectures and everything. Thankfully, my school was a private university, so I still had the opportunity to do like summer classes and all of those things. But trust me, it was a terrible experience. It wasn't fun at all, because by the time I went back to school, the stigma, everybody had known.
Wow.
So everybody would look at her, and okay, so she has a baby now. And then people didn't even want to talk to me anymore because I'm not like the so-called bad girl. And, you know, and I just had to keep keeping on. I was like, you know what, it has happened, I have to move on. And I thank God for people around me as well. People, my mom especially, my mom kept encouraging me.
So your father, when he got to know, did he kill you?
Let me mention this, just in case my father watches this show. Let me mention this. So my father didn't talk to me for over 3 years. I did not talk to my father for more than 3 years. I just started talking to my dad December last year. He didn't talk to me because, of course, he was mad, so to speak. So I wasn't even living in his house up till today anyway.
Wow.
And certain things, many people had to talk to him, beg him, and then he was a Yoruba boy.
Okay.
So he said, eh.
The tribe thing.
Yeah, the whole tribe thing.
So the guy, was he willing to marry?
Yes, he was, but I wasn't ready for marriage. How old was I?
Okay, but
so I didn't want to.
If he pops the question, will you?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, but that's where I ask girls, why will you be doing something with someone you're not sure?
You're not sure you want to get married? I think the problem is this. When you're young, you're naive. So you get attracted to certain people, and then at that point, you don't know what you want in life. And then now,
you are saying
I'm at a point in my life where I see him and I'm like, we don't dream, we don't have the same dreams, we're not on the same pedestal. We don't think about the same things. So right now, it's very difficult for us to have a conversation. So we just talk about, okay, our daughter and other things. So there are so many other things we don't agree about.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the situation.
Thank you. I hope the teenage girls are out there, they are listening, or they are, they are taking something from you. You're naive, so you can't really make decisions, intelligent decisions. Someone, one of the shows that we had, someone said, look at the person's nose, look at how the person looks. If the person is ugly, please, but apart from the looks, be careful the decisions you take. When you're sleeping with the person, are you ready to change pampers? Are you ready to are you ready to shut school? Let me ask you before we go on a short break, how were you able to deal with the stigma? Because I think that's the one that a lot of the girls don't know how to cope. I have a 15-year-old girl. She had a baby at the age of 14 last year, and this year she's trying to go back to school. Her family, they've rejected her. They're not interested in taking up her, but she's saying she doesn't know how to cope emotionally and, psychologically. So what's your advice to someone like that? Yeah,
that's what psychologically. It could affect you psychologically. It's a very... I don't know, it's a dicey one. Because I remember people that were my very close friends. I mean, they were the ones that would go to class, and then they're the ones that were having side talks and saying, oh, Chinelo, this is the Chinelo. But I think you just have to look for that inner courage. That's just it. You have to keep speaking to yourself every day. Realize, first of all, that you have made a mistake. I mean, that's the beginning of healing. Realize you have made a mistake, and then get ready to get back on your feet. That's just it. You don't really need to listen to what anybody, because people will definitely talk. Even your family, people will definitely talk. So you just have to rise up and say, you know what, I have done this, but I need to move on. The moment you realize you need to move on, you can fly.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your honest opinion. We'll be right back, because I know they have one or two questions to ask, and then we have another guest who works with teenage girls, and let's also find out what she's doing to help these girls avoid teen pregnancy. Thank you so much, Chinelo.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. In case you're just joining us, this is Teens Time, and I'm your host, Chichi. We've been talking about teenage pregnancy, and we heard firsthand from Chinelo, who experienced it herself, and she's been wonderful. She's given, helped us to talk to the teenage girls. But I have another guest in the studio who works with teenage girls, both in her church and, she's mentoring a lot of girls. She's Rosetta Edet. How are you doing? You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Please, let me
having
ask you, I know you're working with a lot of teenage girls.
Yes.
Have you had any case of teenage pregnancy?
A few.
Okay. And how were you able to talk to them?
The other guest mentioned something important, and you really just have to help them find that spot where they want to continue living, because of all the issues they face, like she said, family, friends, society. Basically, everybody looks at them like, ooh, don't go there, don't touch them. So you need to help them find that thing inside them, because no matter how much you want them to live, if they don't make that decision, it really doesn't do much. So we try to help them to get to that point. You've made a mistake. Life, people make mistakes. Yeah. It's just that some are hidden and some are out there for the world to see. You've made a mistake, get over it. You know, you have to decide, I'm moving on. Okay. This is not going to define me. I'm not going to allow anybody define me with this.
Okay. In cases, I've seen teenage girls where they, 14, 15, 16, and they decide, okay, I want to go and marry the person. What do you tell someone in that case? Are they old enough, because they had a baby, are they old enough to, to stick around with that person?
We try to discourage them from that, because like she said, at that age, you don't really know what you want, although you feel you do. Because they will tell you, I know he's my kind of person, I love him till infinity, blah, blah, blah. But like she said, as you grow up, you experience, you begin to see that, okay, maybe I'm not really, this relationship is not really working. So we don't encourage that.
Okay, so finally, what are the campaigns or what are the things you're doing to help reduce, if not totally, stopping teenage pregnancy? What are you doing?
Okay, we try to get them active, involved, because a lot of times teenagers have energy, they have creative ideas, they have many things they want to do. So we try to channel that into a positive light. The more busy they are positively, the less likely they are to get into the negative aspects of it. So we talk in schools and stuff.
Okay, in schools and okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. I know you guys have questions to ask, but I'm sorry the time, we are running short of time. But I want Chinelo to quickly say one or two things before we close the show.
Find your inner courage. If possible, find a mentor, find somebody to talk to, somebody that will advise you positively. And to those that are not even pregnant yet, I always say, there's nothing there. There's nothing you're looking for. Abstinence. Abstinence is very, very, very key. Really. So I think that's about it.
Wow. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you so much, Chinelo, for being so kind and very open for us to us. Teenagers out there, teenage girls especially, you've heard what she said, abstinence. Close your legs when it's the right time. You will do it and you get tired of doing it, trust me. You don't even want to think about it. There's time for everything. We will be right back for the talent part of the show. Don't go nowhere.
There's a miracle for you. There's a miracle for you if you believe. If you believe. There's a miracle for you. There's a miracle for you if you believe. If you believe. I have healed a broken heart. I have made the blind eye see. Just believe. You will receive. I have healed a broken heart. I have made the blind eye see. Just believe. You will receive. Holy, holy is your name, is your name. Worthy, worthy is the Lamb upon the throne. There's a miracle for you. There's a miracle for you if you believe. If you believe. Say, I receive, I receive, I receive my miracle today. It's a miracle. I receive my miracle today. receive your miracle today. Just believe you will receive.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dave Rock. Dave Rock. Thank you so much. That was an amazing performance. Thank you for the song. I think you even blended with what we've been talking about. If you think you've missed it somewhere, there's still a miracle out there waiting for you. You just have to wake up and tell yourself, I've missed it, but there's a second chance, because our God is a God of second chance. I don't care your religion. I don't care whatever you believe in. There is a second chance. Just believe it and you will receive it. So Dave Rock. Yeah. How long have you been doing music?
Since my youth.
You are still a youth. So,
let me see.
Has it like 4 years or 5 years?
Okay, let me say like 6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, are you in school? What are you doing?
Yeah, mass communication.
Oh, okay. Welcome to our award. Uni Ben. Okay. So, are you planning to go? Are you doing it professionally, like singing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you combine and it's not affecting your education?
No, at all.
Okay, what's your inspiration?
Just...
I know you say God. Let me help you say it.
God.
Okay, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the amazing performance. And guys, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back for the confidentiality corner. And I'm not doing it alone today. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back, guys. I know you've been enjoying this show so far. Before we end the show, this is the corner where I get to answer your questions that you send in from home. And today, I have Chinelo who will help me, answer this because of the topic we have treated today. I have a question, Chinelo. A father sent this question to me after my radio show last weekend. He said, Chichi, I am devastated. My 20-year-old daughter is pregnant for her coursemate. She's in her final year in the university. She's confused. I am confused because the boy is not ready to settle down yet. So, Chinelo, what do you think about this question?
I think it's a really tough one. It has happened anyway, and I would advise the father not to deject his daughter. I mean, it has happened. You can't throw her away. You can't throw the unborn baby away as well. So he should just try to live with it. It's going to be very difficult. People are going to talk. A lot of people are going to say a lot of things. He should encourage her. He should make sure she finishes school, because that is very important. I mean, that's the only thing that can even empower her. If she can finish school, have the baby, even if she misses a year or so or something, she can still go back to school. He should just encourage her in every way possible.
Okay, for the girl, should she go and live with the guy? The guy is obviously not ready to settle down, and
the guy is her coursemate, right?
They are in final year.
I don't think the guy is even ready for marriage. Number one, he is not earning a living right now, so I don't think he is ready to take care of a family, so to speak.
So the father should just allow her stay?
Yes, she should stay with her parents, her family, and have the baby. And then eventually, who knows what can happen? I mean, later on in future, by the time both of them settle down and then they can earn a living, they can decide whatever it is they want to do.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't even need to say anything about this. Thank you so much for your honest opinion.
You're welcome.
Guys, we've had an interesting show. Please don't pack it up. If you have missed it somewhere, just like Chinelo is sitting down here, well put together, she has picked up her life and she's bouncing. She has bounced back, not even bouncing back. She has bounced back. You can do the same. I don't care how old you are. Whatever the case is, pick it up and be the best you can be. Life does not give you what you deserve. It's what you decide. Decide today you're going to be the best, and you will be the best. Until we come your way next time, I am still Chichi, and this show is Teens Time. Keep telling people about this show. Get addicted to it. I will see you. Take care. Bye.